Hey guys, how you doing? Steve here. Wanted to punch out a quick video, let you know how my functional medicine practitioner visit went. I got the same treatment, a little bit of chiropractic work, some acupuncture, and another foot bath. Pissed me off. So I said, listen, doc, I sought you out to try and help me find the underlying cause of my anxiety, find the underlying cause of my depression. And the most you've done is poke on my body and stick some needles in me and crack my back and crack my neck a few times, and I'm wondering when things are going to start being different than what I've been going through besides the supplements, So when are the tests coming? When am I going to start seeing different results than I would see from a conventional doctor, besides the acupuncture, So he came back at me and he said, we're going to start doing some tests. He said, usually I want to see how my patients react to the supplements for a couple weeks and see where they're at. And I'm at my 3-week mark. So he wanted to run some blood work. So I'm getting my dopamine, my serotonin, my norepinephrine, and my epinephrine checked again. So we're going to see where I'm at with that next Thursday. And I had brought into him results of an amino acid blood panel test. So basically every amino acid that's a precursor to, dopamine, serotonin, epinephrine, norepinephrine, GABA, which is another thing he tested me for. I brought him in that panel, and he took a look at it and said, well, things are kind of good, but I personally don't like blood tests from specific labs, because you can get one blood test one place and one blood test another place, and they'll say similar things but in different measurements, and they're not always what we're looking for. So I specifically had that test done to find out my GABA levels. Now, he sent me to a specific lab to find out the true levels of my GABA, not just within range, because it just said if your levels are greater than 3 or less than 3, it was some bullshit. It was not an accurate number, not an accurate blood sample. It was basically a waste of fucking time. So I went and had that level just tested. He said I'll get an actual number from this lab. So I went out of my way to a lab to get my blood work, and cross my fingers that it's going to be more accurate and tell me more about what's up. Crossing my fingers that my serotonin is going up. But we'll see what happens in a week. Other than that, I learned from him that when you go and get blood work, you get a reference range of where your levels are. So, say for serotonin, for example, my one blood test from one lab, the reference range was, say, 20 to 325. And then the next lab I went to, their reference range was 50 to, I think it was 280. So a little bit of a difference, but if one lab's saying I have low serotonin and the other lab's saying I don't have low serotonin, so I asked him about that, and he said that reference ranges are compiled between certain labs, and they're tested not on the 100% healthy people. They're 75% of the patients, their results are from people who are sick, people who are ill, people who have diseases or illnesses, and they're not tested on healthy people. He began to tell me that, which is really sickening. There was a doctor who just recently got his license revoked from practicing medicine because he began to make his own reference range. He sought out healthy patients and did blood work on them, volunteers of people who were completely happy with their life, completely happy with their health, and he wanted to do 100% reference range of healthy people. And the state he was practicing in found out about this and took his license away. So I found that pretty mind-boggling and pretty alarming, and I asked the doctor why. The only reason he could tell me is that, sadly, the government wants to keep us sick. And in retrospect, and from my perspective, it makes sense. You know, if nobody's sick, then doctors don't get paid, insurance companies don't get paid, and pharmaceutical companies don't get paid. A lot of people don't get paid, and a lot of people's pockets are left empty. So, at the expense of the average person, it's pretty sad. So, just remember, guys, that the only one who truly cares about your health is you. So, if you really want to find out what's going on in your body, then find a doctor who isn't a bullshit artist, who isn't gonna beat around the bush or lie to you or just try and treat your symptoms. Try and find a doctor who's gonna cure your symptoms. One more thing before I end the video is the Functional Medicine Practitioner. He also told me that 4 months ago in New York, several tests that would test for parasites, because I asked him about parasites, because in one of my previous visits with him, he said that in the Western world, America, our health system doesn't really focus on parasites, where in Europe and a lot of the Eastern world, quote unquote, focuses a ton on parasites and treats parasites a lot more often. And he said that some of the best parasite tests within the last 4 months have been banned in New York. And that's shocking. It's also sickening. And I don't know what to think about it, besides we gotta take the best care of ourselves possible, because the government sure as hell isn't. And there's organizations, administrations, and just groups of people out there who are fucking us, you know, who don't want us to get better. And it further led me along the lines to trust doctors less. I'm not anti-doctor, I'm not anti-medication, I'm not anti-immunization, but just hearing shit like that from a regular guy, a doctor, is pretty alarming. And I'm happy you shared that information with me. I'm happy I could get it out to you guys. And I asked him if I'd find this on the news, and he said there's no doubt in hell that it won't be posted anywhere, and you won't be able to find any information on it because stuff like that will be kept under wraps, and nobody wants the public to know what's truly going on behind the scenes, especially when it comes to making them feel better. So the end of my appointment is we're going to find out, well, the result of the end of my appointment was we're going to find out my neurotransmitter levels. And then from there, if nothing has improved or nothing's gone up or down, then we're testing for parasites with the tests that the government will allow, at least in New York. So that's my story for today. As far as functional medicine, I'm going to shoot out another video probably a little later tonight. So like I said, guys, I'm having a kind of a depressed day and pretty tired. I know I'm also still fighting this cold, which I'm on an antibiotic for. But it's like I say every time, guys. If you're hurting, if you're down, if you're depressed, if you're anxious, if you're not having a good day, please keep your heads up. Please keep fighting, and please keep surviving. And please don't hesitate to reach out to me. I'm more than open to answer anybody's questions on any of the research that I've done and any of the steps that I've taken throughout my journey. I've been in this journey for over a year now, and I've learned a lot more in the last 6 months than I did in the first 6 months. So please reach out to me, comment, like, subscribe, do whatever you gotta do. You know, I want to get my voice heard and I want to help others. So please be well, guys. I hope you all get well soon. I'll see you in the next video.